Like, a role models for me, because I struggle, have always been, like, people that God puts into my life, even if it's just for a season, or, like, just for a little bit, even for a week at Cove Crest.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to Drippy with Jesus. My name is Leelah.
I'm Annabella.
And we are a Catholic teen-run podcast. We are not the future of the church. We are the church now. And today, we are going to be talking about our role models and role models in the church. I'm excited for this topic.
I am too. It's going to be an interesting, fun one.
Annabella, why don't you kick us off and talk about who in the Catholic Church, whether it's a saint, anyone, but a role model in the church to you.
I guess I picked my confirmation saint for a reason. So I think I'm going to go with her. My confirmation saint was St. Agnes of Rome. Fun fact, she's the youngest saint in the Eucharistic prayer, when he's naming off all the saints. She was 13, and at that time, it was, you're supposed to get married, because it was, like, in the...
Late enough back.
It was far enough back that, like, 13 was, like, you're supposed to be married and have kids at that point. And she was like, I want no part of that. And basically everyone in her city was trying to get her to be married to someone higher up. So they, like, took her to these events, all of this city kind of jubilee, I don't know the word at the time, but they took her there hoping that she would find a husband there. And everyone, her parents, they all wanted her to be married. So she took it upon herself to stay far away from that. So they even put her in rooms and places hoping that she would be turned away from the faith and that she would find someone to love, like a physical.
Yeah.
She stood up for her faith. She was 13 at the time. She was martyred. She was burnt at the stake, but she was the one that ended up not being burned.
Oh, was she the one that it all went, like, when they tried to burn her, the flames went around her
feet? Yeah. I don't remember how they actually ended up executing her. I feel bad, but she's the patron saint of girls and Girl Scouts. I've been a Girl Scout for 11 years? Yes, 11 years. So she's a role model for me because she maintained her purity and her innocence. And she was a good like a good role, like a girl who stands up for what they believe in. And I think that's what I want to do. So I think it's really a good role model to have.
That's awesome.
That was a really rambling bunch, but I couldn't find the words. I couldn't remember much of her story.
Oh,
but if you're interested in her a little bit, she's a really cool saint to read about.
And what was her name again?
St. Agnes of Rome.
Heard of her. I'm going to have to do some more research on her.
She's pretty cool.
I've never heard of her, so... I mean, I think I have because I remember her getting burned at the stake, which is horrible, but... Yeah. Well, for me... say two people. I have a lot of role models in the church. Mary being one of them, obviously. Yeah. But probably my biggest influence so far for role model-wise is going to be Mother Teresa of Calcutta. And I know that's probably a really basic answer for a lot of people, but...
there's a reason.
Mother Teresa was also my patron saint, not patron saint, confirmation saint.
You heard it here first. Mother Teresa is a patron saint of Leelah, specifically.
No. I'm sorry. I meant confirmation saint. I just couldn't get the word out. But I've loved Mother Teresa since I remember learning about her, and for me, picking her was really easy because, I mean, it's Mother Teresa. She served the poor. She gave of herself, her entire self, to the poor and to God, no matter what. And she went through the dark night, which is like, 40 or 50 years?
40, I think.
40 years of not feeling God at all in his presence, and still every single day showed up and was there and just gave everything to him, even when she didn't feel him. I strive to be like that, to just be fully giving of myself to God and to others. And also, I just loved how straightforward she was. Like, she was very cut to the chase kind of person, which just so funny to me and so beautiful. And also, I just loved how much she loved. And one of my favorite quotes by her is about, like, the smile and how the smile is an act of love. and it's a gift to, like, the person you're smiling at. And I just love that because, honestly, when I'm having a really bad day and someone I don't know smiles at me, I don't know, it makes me feel really good.
It does.
And it truly is an act of love. But, yeah, so she's my role model because of the way that she lived out her life and how I strive to live out my life. Not exactly like her, but in the way God has planned for me. So, yeah, that's mine.
Cute. I love that. I love Mother Teresa. She's a good one.
She's so cool.
We're on a first name, but no, I'm kidding.
No. But, yeah. So, Annabella, going a little bit outside, but they're probably they're still connected, but who's your role model in your, like, everyday, day-to-day life, as in, like, people, it could be someone you interact with all the time or someone you interacted with that just truly has been an inspiration for you?
My personal role model in my personal life right now is my mom, I think. She's a good role model, especially at this age I'm at. She helps me with everything that I ever ask her to help me with, and I think it's really cool, and I want to be that for someone, to just help them where they're at. And that's what she does for me, and it's helpful. It's amazing. And she also is funny. This is the one time she'll actually hear me say this. No, I tell her all the time. She's funny, but she learns that from me, so I think I'm also partially her role model. No, I'm kidding.
That's so cute.
But I don't know, just the love that she has for me and that I have for her, I think it's just really fun. We have a fun relationship. I'm very thankful for that.
It sounds like your mom's your best friend.
My mom is my best friend.
That is so cute.
I love her.
That's so beautiful.
Hi, Mom.
I mean, my mom in my phone is actually my best friend, and then in parentheses, mom.
Oh.
So
I won't say what she's in my phone, but it's funny. It's also kind of mean, but also really funny. She's aware of it.
My role model. Sorry, you're not done.
Nope. I'm going to try to find it. You go ahead.
So my role model in my everyday life is also my mom because, well,
Twain.
Okay, I have a lot. I have, like, a lot. Yeah. I think you know I have a lot.
You do.
But heavily, I think it's my mom because my mom is so strong and she's been through so much in her life that she has become such a strong person for my family. But not just a strong person, but, like, the most beautiful soul. And the way that she never gives up and strives to be her best is the way that I want to be. But also, my mom notices things in me, like, that change that no one else would. Yeah. Like, if I'm acting off even just a little bit, I mean, it's really noticeable when I'm acting
intuition.
Off. But my mom, like, even when I'm starting to slightly feel away, my mom is always there to reassure me how much she loves me. And, like, will always be there no matter what. And like you said, I want to be that way for my friends and for the people around me, because a mom is supposed to be a role model to us. I mean, truthfully. And for us to have a good role model as a mother, for us to have a good mother role model is really important because, I mean, same with a father, but you are looking up to this woman your entire life who's always there. And when you have a good relationship, like, my mom is also hilarious. I'll give her that. She's so funny. And I'm really not that funny, but I think I'm funny. But my mom laughs because I'm, like, Catholic meme funny. And I'd be like, my mom will say something about me spending all my money. And I'm like, well, my bank account may be empty, but you know what else was? Jesus' tomb.
Oh, my God.
Like, I don't know. I'm like, I like to be funny that way, but my mom is just, she cracks me up. And she's just so beautiful in her faith and strong all the time. And when she's struggling and when she sees that I'm struggling, she always brings me back to Jesus and Mama Mary. And I think that's something beautiful that I wish we all could have. But, yeah, I want to be like my mom one day. I want to be a good mom and spoil my kids to death because I'm so spoiled. My parents spoiled the crap out of me.
Me too.
I'll admit it. And I've been so many places that people don't go. And I'm just so grateful for the relationship that I have with my mom and the relationship that she's given me with God. What's the difference between the good of having a role model but then the bad of when we put a role model above? Like,
okay, I know
almost above God, like almost like to where wouldn't say worshiping, but like, I think you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I think so, where you just devote your life to one singular,
Yes.
like, celebrity or something, I think, sort of thing. Okay, yeah. So I think the main difference for many people is the feeling. Having someone that you look up to based on their behavior and stuff, and that you just want to kind of imitate how they act in, like, a good way. That's a good role model, right? But once it crosses over to the line of someone you idolize, it becomes more of a feeling of, I need to spend so much money, or anyway, it becomes, once you cross that line, it becomes, I need to spend money to look like this person. I need to buy the same clothes as this person. It's the feeling that you have to do so much to be exactly like this person, rather than just
Being yourself.
Being yourself in line of how they act around for other people, but you're not trying to act like them. Once we cross that line over to idolizing someone or worshiping, I'm air quoting, you can't actually see me if you're listening on the radio, but I have air quotes right now. If you're at least Catholic, that becomes an issue. That's where we have to draw the line, is once you realize that you have gone so far to believe in what this person said, that you will back them up for anything, you start treating them as like a god, really. And that's the issue, because obviously the first commandment is, thou shalt have no other gods besides me.
Yes.
That is the first one. Right.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it
that
is.
is the first one. I really had to think, wow, that's embarrassing.
No, it's okay.
But there's a reason that's there. I mean, as you saw in the Exodus, they had the golden calf. That was what had become their god before. They put the golden calf above Jesus, above God, who was actually the one saving them, but the golden calf couldn't do anything. So once we have that sense, that feeling, that action, believing, that's no longer having a role model. It's just being flat out worshiping, crazy. And I'm sure whoever that you like idolize in that case does not appreciate you as much as if you were just role modeling them.
Maybe you can touch on this, because I like your answer, but I love Taylor Swift.
Yes.
But I think
I was hoping you'd say it.
she is a great example for...
I think she'd be a great role model, right?
I think she's a great role model for...
But I know there's definitely people out there who will spend so much to just be like her.
Yeah.
Act like her. Sing like her. Just keep going down the list. But I'm just like...
Do you know, like, those people... I don't know if you've seen this...
Hardcore Swifties?
No. Well, kind of. But, like, the people that I've seen, like, on Instagram Reels, or, like, when I had TikTok, the people that, like, looked... Like, there was one girl that looked just like Ariana Grande, looked just like Taylor Swift.
I had a video the other day. It was someone who looked like Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, so
and, like, she devotes her life to looking like she was from that era, too.
What do you think about people that do that?
I think... if it's for fun, if it's like an internet thing that you just do, then it's fine. I think you're fun, as long as it's not you doing it as your daily life, like you live step by step like this person. You eat, breathe, and sleep and sweat and whoever your role model, like Ariana Grande, I guess. Like, as long as it's like a fun thing you do and you're not I guess if you're like searching for fame, that kind of draws the line. But if it's something you're passionate about, it's just being like someone else, just like dressing like them or sounding like them, then it's fine. Because, you know, there's like tribute bands and stuff as well that do their best to look and sound like the artists they're tributing, right? But it's when you
put them on a god level.
Yeah, you put them on like, this person has done nothing wrong. This is why I want to be like them. This is why I look like and act like them. Then that's where you've drawn the line. Just putting them on this pedestal that they don't belong on.
In case you're just joining us, this is Nashville Catholic Radio. I'm Leelah.
Oh, we're doing a name switch today.
I'm Leelah.
I'm Annabella.
And we're Drippy with Jesus. We're just a teen-led Catholic podcast, and we're talking about our role models. So we were just talking about famous people and, like, how role models can be really good, but how it gets to a certain point where you're putting them on a pedestal and you're putting them at a god level, and how that is negative in the way of the faith. I want to touch on, like, our everyday people we interact with.
Like our friends. And,
and like
teachers.
people, one thing, exactly. So for me, I have always struggled with being open with people I love and I'm very close to about when I'm struggling and not feeling like it's safe. And I would say it's pretty fair for me to say that I've gone through enough stuff to where if I feel a kind of way that people may overreact because of things that have happened in my life. But at the same time, like, this person loves you and they're doing everything.
Yeah.
But, like, a role models for me, because I struggle, have always been, like, people that God puts into my life, even if it's just for a season or, like, just for a little bit, even for a week at Cove Crest.
Yeah.
But, and teachers.
Teachers are a big one.
I think I didn't realize until probably this year how much my teachers have impacted me as a person, and like certain teachers, because it's so important for us to have a community of adults, especially that are there for you, but also that are role models for you, and not just like your parents, but like that go in like another way.
Yeah. Teachers are they're big role models in our life because we're around them more than our parents sometimes, if you believe it or not, especially when you're younger, when you have the same teacher for 8 hours of the day. Sure, for teachers, it's definitely going to be hard to make sure that you're doing the right thing for your students because they're going to want to imitate you, especially if you're an elementary school teacher. Your kids are going to see you act this certain way, and since they're so young, they just want to figure out how they want to act, so they're going to follow you, and I think that's a very important thing. Too, is if you're going to be a teacher, you have to be a good role model. And I think all of my teachers I've ever had have been wonderful role models on me. And I think it's been very impactful in my life and how I perceive school and how I choose to enjoy learning. Yeah. That's another thing. If you're a good role model as a teacher, you're going to choose, your students are going to choose that they're going to love school. That's going to be like their choice. They love school because you're a good teacher. Or
maybe they don't like the class,
but they like the teacher. Exactly. Yeah. I've had those before where I'm not a big history fan, but I'm sorry, this is really bad, but I've always liked my history teachers.
Yeah.
But I've never had a problem with one of my teachers really before. It's just sometimes the class is kind of annoying.
I'll share because I love my teachers so much this year, especially. But all 4 years, I've been really lucky. I have some of the teachers I had freshman year, and it's been nice. But yes. One of my teachers, 2, 3, I'll say one, but one of my teachers has been there for me since we met on a service trip, which has been really cool because she strives to be with God and like make God the center of her life. And I'm like, hey, I want to be like you when I'm older, and like just in that way, and is always giving of herself for other people, a lot of the teachers at our school. I think our schools just do a great job of choosing.
They really do. Their teachers are good.
Of choosing, like, the right people. And, so she's been huge, especially this year, especially through some hard things that I've been going through this year, and especially these past 2 weeks. But I just think it's really cool to have role models that are just normal people.
Yes.
Who struggle and can relate to you, but also reassure you that life is not perfect by any means, but that it will get better.
Yeah.
And that you're not alone, especially when we have, like, God, and to just lay it down at his feet and just fully embracing his love for us and being vulnerable with that.
I love that you said that role models they're great to be normal people, and I think that's great because we always need someone who influences our lives, has the same experience of life as us, like our friends, our teachers, our family, people who live the same life that we live.
And have lived at the same age.
Yep. Because you have shared experiences and shared ideas at the time, like you're someone who wasn't from like the 1950s, or I guess there's still a lot of people around, sorry. Like people from like, let's go 1800s. They're going to have a lot of different ideals than we do now. So having a role model from back then is going to be a lot different than having one now because the experience, the beliefs, the ideas. So just having that is an important value of a role model, just someone who has your shared experience who's normal, not really necessarily a celebrity, but just someone in your life every day with you.
Celebrities are normal people, but like
they just don't have the same experience as you, though.
Their experience, like a role model for a celebrity is normally another celebrity because as much as we don't want to admit it, but they're living in two different worlds. Yeah. We're living in two different worlds from celebrities. And
I mean, you hear singers all the time saying, this artist influenced me growing up, so now I'm going to sing like them. Like, I like how they sounded. I want to make my sound like them. It's just, they're a role model.
Exactly. So I think it's nice. I also think it's really cool that recently in my lifetime, I don't know why it took me up until senior year to realize this, but like God gave us the Bible, and it's full of a bunch of stories.
It is.
That
they're fun.
Help you through what you might be going through right now.
Yep.
And God gave us his word, and God gave us these tools, and I just wish I would have realized it earlier, because now I'm like, God, you literally have been here. I just didn't listen.
Bible stories are fun. Some of them are a little wild and insane. Oh, I had to do a whole... She just said Job. I don't know if you heard her. But I had to do a whole little, I guess, presentation on Job and his Bible. And it was really interesting. It was kind of fun to read about him. But I'm thinking of one in particular. It's about these kids calling someone old or fat or something. I forgot exactly what it was, but basically, there's going to be a lot of missing parts. But even if you know the whole story, it's still insane. But basically, there's a bear that comes and, like, kills all these 42 or 24 kids. I don't remember. But it's in the Bible. I don't remember where. But trust me, there is a book or a story in there that's about bears killing a bunch of kids.
So what does that connect to?
Just for fun. Just Bible stories. I just love it.
Oh, I got you.
I was thinking of that.
I got you.
Don't be the role model of the bear, of the kids. That's a connection.
Wow. But, yeah. Role models. I have so many. I'm sorry. I literally can't with just talking about certain people. Because the biggest role models of my life, getting into high school, because it's a completely different world, and it kind of stinks a lot. But Cove Crest missionaries.
Oh.
I know you haven't gone.
I haven't gone, but you talk about them all the time.
Yes, because they're so awesome.
Yes.
Yes, my pen pals. But yeah, I think also one thing is nice, and I think my parents struggle to understand this, and maybe other parents do out there if you're listening to this, but your teenagers are going to have college friends or even just people who are older that they talk to, because sometimes it's nice to just get an opinion, even if it's the same opinion that you gave to your child, and they get it from someone else and they're like, oh, that's really great. Just know it was your idea.
It's your idea first.
You influenced it, and I think it just takes sometimes hearing it from someone else.
Oh, time out.
But yeah, and one of the things that I love about having like retreats and stuff and missionaries is that you meet people who understand the pain that you might be feeling in that moment, or whatever it is, or literally have gone through the same feelings as you, and they help you to overcome that. And that happened to me this past summer, and it was just really beautiful to open up a relationship with people who truly care and truly like love you, even though they barely know you, but they love you with all of their heart. And that's really beautiful for me. And they've been a huge part of who I want to be when I'm older, like every single one of them, because I love all of them. Shout out to every single
Cove Crest
missionaries. The Cove missionaries and the Hidden Lake missionaries, because y'all are so real. Oh, and the California camp and Texas camp now too. You guys are really cool. Never been to those ones, but you're really cool. But yeah, Annabella, you want to say some last words?
Any last words?
Any last words?
Any last words?
You're not dying.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah, I'll say something. Having a role model is great. Just don't put them too high on a pedestal, because then they're no longer a role model. They're your...
I don't know, but they're up there.
They're up there somewhere. That's my final statement. Role models, good. Idol's bad. There we go.
Role models can be a good thing for us, and they are a beautiful thing about our faith, having saints. But when we put them above God, we need to step back and realize to stay true to who we are and love ourselves for the way we are, because God created us that way for a reason.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for listening today. No idea what we're talking about next time yet, but we will be back next month. Next month. Talking again, so.
Just come and join. All right, this has been Drippy with Jesus, living and proclaiming the good news of Jesus Christ, welcoming all. This is Nashville Catholic Radio, 100.5 FM in Nashville. Streaming on the Nashville Catholic Radio app, or ask your smart device to play Nashville Catholic Radio. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you have a blessed day.
And remember always, you are beloved.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee.
This is Nashville Catholic Radio. People just like you listen to Nashville Catholic Radio.
On this episode of Belonging, the show for young Catholic adults.
100.5 FM and streaming on the free Nashville Catholic Radio app.
I went back to Vanderbilt and started fasting and praying.
Hello, I'm Bishop Mark Spalding of the Catholic Diocese of Nashville.
The Patrick Madrid Show on Relevant Radio.
Nashville Catholic Radio, 100.5 FM and streaming on the free Nashville Catholic Radio app.